se la va mirando, ella baila de lado, también apretado, apretado, apretado. La negra tiene tumbao azúcar, azúcar, y no camina de lado. Si quiere.
Okay, you guys like my hair? Yes, okay. So today I'm gonna be talking about being Afro-Latina and my experience. So yeah, so being a Latina or a Latino is a person who comes from Latin America or who has ties to Latin America, like your family, your mom, your dad, whatever. So you can identify yourself as Latino, or you do not. It doesn't matter. Some people do not because of the European influence and how they colonize us, and so they're like, no, I don't want to associate with that and whatnot. So that's totally fine. Some people don't, some people do. It's up to you, but do not bash anyone who decides to identify themselves as a Latino or Latina. So I don't know if I just mentioned the definition of Latina. Is a person from Latin America, like I said, so that includes countries like Panama, Honduras, El Salvador, Chile, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Cuba, all these different, Argentina, Colombia, all these different nations. So why I consider myself a Latina is because I grew up in the Bronx, New York. Okay, so you already know, always repping. So I grew up with many Hispanic people, and not only that, but my family just in general, we have a very high Spanish influence in our culture and African influence as well, not just Spanish influence, but our food, our language. I grew up listening to Spanish, I grew up understanding Spanish, I grew up speaking it. So to identify myself as an African American, it doesn't quite sit well with me because I really don't know about the culture. But yes, I grew up speaking the Spanish language, grew up with that culture, so it's very familiar to me. And then growing up, I was hearing these words like for example, soul food. I didn't know what soul food was, and then I started realizing it's associated with African American food. And so that's another reason why I didn't identify myself as an African American, because it was like there's so many different things that I just don't understand or didn't know about the culture, so I didn't feel right, I didn't feel like I fit in. But I do. Okay, there's one thing, there's people who say, well, you don't consider yourself African American, you not black, or you don't want to be black. That is so not true. That is not what I'm saying. I am 100% black. I always say I am black. There's nothing around it. Yes, I am black. Everyone, there's one thing. Okay, race, you can be black. Okay, there's so many people who are black but come from different parts of the world. So just because someone say no, they're not from America, or no, they don't associate themselves with being African American, does not mean that they are not black or feel like they do not want to be black. That is not it. And I hate when people feel like, oh well, you just trying not to be black, or you trying to just minimize being black or whatever it is. Like, no, that's so stupid. We just don't feel, just because someone say we're not, just because someone say they're not African American does not mean that they're saying they're not black, or they're trying to say, oh no, I don't want to be black. That's not what it is. Like, people just need to stop and just get rid of that mentality, because people are from all parts of the world. America is a melting pot with different cultures and different people from different backgrounds, and just because someone said they're not African American does not mean that they're saying they're not black. So with that being said, yes, I am black, obviously, but I am a Latina. I'm an Afro-Latina. I have, my culture is a Garifuna culture, and we have high influence of like the African culture, dance, food. We have high influence of that in our culture. And to say I'm not black, it's going to be like a disgrace to my culture, and I love my culture, so why would I say I'm not black? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I am black, but I don't feel like I would consider myself African American. Someone says, hey, you're African American, okay, well, but yeah, I'm not gonna be like, well, no, don't call me that. No, it's okay, it's whatever, but if someone was to ask me what do I identify myself as, I'll say a black Afro-Latina, Latina, whatever. That's just what it is. You can't tell me I shouldn't, because I will. Like, that's how I grew up. That's the culture I'm accustomed to. That's the word that I feel like fit best with me. And you can't tell me what I am and what I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you to tell someone who they are? You know, you got no right to do so. You feel me? So there's something called African diaspora. Oh my god, yes. You didn't know about that, but now you're going to learn. So African diaspora, because a lot of you guys don't know, a lot, not just Hispanics or people from Latin America, but also African Americans and whites and stuff like that. So there's something called the African diaspora, and at that time there were Africans who were put on a ship and transported to New Americas. Okay, that includes, you know, what we call today Latin America and United States. They were all transported there, okay, which means there are Black populations in the New Americas, not just in the United States, but in Latin America as well. So what that means, because some of you guys don't understand, there are Black people from African descent in Latin America. Oh my gosh, shocking. Yes. So yes, there are Black people from Africa, okay, in Latin America. And if you guys don't know, a lot of Hispanics and a lot of you guys, a lot of Latinos, some of you guys don't know, you guys are mixed with Black, okay? You guys have African ancestry in your DNA, okay? So next time you look in the mirror and you see caramel skin, don't think you just got that from the European side, because no, you didn't. Because there's a lot of dark-skinned people in Latin America who swear they're 100% European. No, sweetie. Sorry to break it down to you, but you have African in you. Because some of you guys just be in denial. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you serious? Why would you want to deny being Black? We are beautiful, okay? Beautiful, gorgeous. Our skin, our melanin, we don't crack, okay? So with that being said, there's Black people in Latin America, and if you're dark skin in Latin America and you swear you're European, no, you're not. You have some Black in you. You have family that have Black in them. You have curly hair. Think about where that came from, because it didn't come from your European side. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know, because apparently there's a lot of people who just like, I'm not Black, I'm Dominican. Sis, that's your nationality. What's your race? Because you're clearly not white. So I just had to clear that up, because there's a lot of people who don't know that, apparently. But yes, being an Afro-Latina is a blessing. We get the best of both worlds. Okay, well, I do. I don't know about anyone else. That's how I see it. I have African influence in me, you know, Hispanic, Latino influence in me, you know, mumbo jumbo. So yeah. So let's go back. There's a lot of Latinos and Latinas who swear they're not Black, who have kinky hair, dark skin, and swear they're not Black. Like, it's 2018, sis, get yourself together. Like, it's so embarrassing to have people from Latin America be like, oh my god, I like your hair, you have silky hair, you mix, oh, where you from and all that. It's like, do you not know your history? Do you not know what took place in your part of the world, like in Latin America? Like, how do you not know your history, sis? Like, you going around claiming you're Dominican, Puerto Rican, but you don't know your history. Like, come on, sis, you should be embarrassed. That's so embarrassing. I'm not saying I know the history for all these countries, but I know what the fuck took place in Latin America to know enough that there's Black people in Latin America. Because there's just some people who are just clueless about that part, which makes no sense. I grew up, I had a very tough childhood when it came to identity, because I grew up, you know, feeling like I didn't fit in anywhere. I feel like I didn't fit in, you know, where African Americans or, you know, African students, and I also didn't feel like I fit in the Latino part, the Hispanics, because they were lighter tone and they just shunned us. And the African Americans or like African students would be like, well, your hair is too curly and too pretty, you must be mixed or something. So I didn't feel like I fit in any of the groups, which was so hard for me growing up. That's when I started realizing, like, I shouldn't let anyone else define me. I should know who I am and be true to myself. So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let no one tell me who I am, because these two groups will tell me, no, you're black, or this group will be like, no, you're Hispanic, or you're Spanish, or you're mixed, or whatever the fuck it is. And it's like, now I'm like, no, you can't tell me what I am. I am who I am. If I say I am this person, this is who I am. Like, you can't tell me, no, you can't tell me, well, you belong over here, well, you don't belong over here. You're not gonna tell me that, because I'm gonna tell you who I am, and you're gonna take it as it is. Like, you're not gonna, no. So, yeah, that's when I started identifying myself as an Afro-Latina. I'm black, obviously, and I'm like a Latina. Like, I'm from Latin America. Like, there's no way around it. So it was tough. Like, many years I just didn't know where I fit in, and I realized, like, I don't want to fit in anywhere. I'd rather embrace who I really am, and if I have to be alone this journey, I'll be alone this journey and share with others who I am, and you know, broaden their horizon, because there's a lot of people who don't know, who are misinformed about us. They don't teach you about us in the books. They don't teach you about the African diaspora that happened in Latin America. So when people are introduced to us, or when you tell someone you're Afro-Latina, they're like, oh, really? Wow, that's cool. How? And it's like, it's sad to know that in schools they don't teach you about this part, and that's why everyone's so misinformed, and we are so misrepresented in the community in the Latin America. And it's not only, matter of fact, yeah, it's not only in America, it's also in Latin America. So y'all gotta do a better job representing Afro-Latinos, because we do exist, and we are in high population in Latin America. So to just pretend like we don't exist is so wrong, disrespectful of you guys to do. So you guys need to include us more in these shows, because that's where everyone get confused, and everyone's just like, wow, I thought Latinas are just light skin, fair skin with whatever, curly hair or like wavy hair and whatnot. And in reality, that's not true. There's so many of us. There's Chinese population in Latin America, and there's different, you know, races that are within the Latin American community, and people just don't see it because we are not portrayed, or we are not put in social media. And that has affected all of us, you know, tremendously. It's like people feel like we don't exist, like, how is this possible? And it's frustrating, and it sucks. So just wanted to throw that in there. But yes, going back to fitting in, I just didn't fit in anywhere, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just say I'm an Afro-Latina, because that's what I am, and that's how I feel like it best represent me as a person. Because if I was like, I'm African American, then you catch me here dancing bachata, merengue, salsa, and all these things, and then all it sounds like, how do you know how to do all that? And it's gonna be confusing for people. So that's why, and that's another reason why I identify myself as an Afro-Latina, because people is not gonna understand my tradition and my culture. So if I don't say I'm Afro-Latina, if I just say I'm African American, everyone's gonna be confused, because you see this black girl doing everything a Spanish girl can do. And yeah, I realize now today there's a lot of women and females and males that identify themselves as Afro-Latino or Afro-Latina or Latinx or whatever. And I feel like I'm just loving the change I'm seeing. I see a lot of people, you know, embracing their curly natural hair, because in the Dominican Republic, I don't know if there's any other country that has this term where it's called pelo malo. And basically what this is like, you have kinky curly hair, and it's not good, it's unprofessional, it's messy, it's raggedy, you need to tame it. So that's why, you know, females will get their hair straightened, blown out, flat iron in the salon daily, because if you have this big huge hair, it's looked down upon, and it has affected women and the black women in Latin America, because this is who we are. We have big hair, we have big curly hair, and for someone to say that is not okay to have, it hurts us inside. It's disrespectful, and it kind of takes away from our identity, and makes us feel like you guys are trying to say that we are inferior to the European standards and influence. And you know, now that's not how it is. Today, time has changed. There's a lot of women who embrace their curly hair, their natural hair, their big froze, and they take pride in it, and that's what makes me happy. There are a lot of people who are identifying themselves as Afro-Latino, who are aware that they have African influence, who are, you know, going back to their roots and learning more and educating themselves. I remember I seen this video about, like, in Mexico there's like group who you know, doing like African dance and painting their faces to show that they are proud of who they are. And then there's also this dance in Puerto Rico called bomba that looks like the African dance that we have in Honduras called punta, and it's so similar, so beautiful. I just love how the culture has just spread and it's being recognized by other people. It's beautiful. Yeah, there's also other groups in Cuba that have dances, and you know, in Peru and Chile, all these different countries that you feel like they don't have any black people. You go in and you look deep into their country, and you find these people who are embracing their African roots and African cultures, and you find their beautiful dances, beautiful food that have high African influence, and it's just amazing. But it's so sad to see that they're not being portrayed as much as they should, and that's why people are so misinformed about us and Afro-Latinos. So yeah, I do have an Instagram page called Afro-Latina. I don't know if it's like Afro-Latina, I don't remember, but I'll put the link down below to my Afro-Latina page if you're Afro-Latina or just someone who's interested in learning about our culture from different countries. Obviously, you can follow and watch the things I post, or like the pictures, comment, ask questions. And there's no negativity on my page. If you comment something negative, you will get blocked and deleted. I don't tolerate that. None of that is going to be on my page. I won't be going back and forth with anybody, so it will just get deleted. So it's all positive vibe, and just follow. You will learn a lot. I learned so much when I recreated my page. I learned so much from different countries and different cultures, and I just, so far, it made me, creating that page made me, you know, to be more proud of being an Afro-Latina, you know, just have, and I thank my ancestors. I think everything that has happened, even though it's bad what happened in Latin America and also in the United States, but I feel like if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here. It's so wrong, but then at the end of the day, things happen, and you either have to make something out of it or just continue to hate and just hold it as a grudge. And I just rather see it as something that's like, wow, if it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be talking about this. Our culture wouldn't be so rich and full with different influence of African, European, and other cultures. So it's just wonderful to have a mix of everything. It's just cool, you know. So yeah, so the next time you hear someone say I'm an Afro-Latina, don't be like, what? Because you watched this video, I hope. So you be like, wow, that's cool, I heard about them, I learned a little bit about them and stuff like that. And just make them smile. You make them feel comfortable, you know, because growing up I was very just uncomfortable explaining all the time who I am, what I am. It was so frustrating. So next time you see an Afro-Latina, just like, oh, that's so cool, like, tell me more about your culture because I know a little bit about it or something, you know. Make them feel comfortable, and that's how you build friendship and trust and stuff. So yeah, hope you guys learned something. I tried my best to put in as much information. I know this video was just all over the place, but I just literally just sat in front of the camera and just started talking to you guys. Yes, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos. And go share this information, share this video with someone, and spread the love, spread the knowledge, because a lot of people don't know. And yeah, don't forget to check out my other videos for more fun, cool things that I have on my channel.